Hey guys, this has been pretty germane to my own life recently. I wanted to bring this up for people who have something that they want or something they're trying to get, and you're struggling with it. It's not happening fast enough, or you have a role to play in it, and you find yourself kind of like not cooperating with what you think you might need to be doing for it, or whatever. And there's a really important question that you can ask yourself that's really obvious, but I don't think most people think in these terms most of the time. And it will reveal to you a lot of things, I think. And that is, look at your bad situation or the thing that you don't have, the thing that this area of your life that you're trying to make a change in, and ask yourself, how is being in this current situation, this negative thing, benefiting me? I think I've talked about this here before, but this to me is, when you start applying this to things in your life, this really changes things, because if you can become familiar with why your life is the way it is, because you are creating the whole thing, and once you really realize that and accept that, things get a lot easier. So when you're looking at these situations and you can understand why it is the way it is, you can say, well, this thing that I don't like is actually benefiting me in this great way. Now, I don't want, you can kind of look at it and say, okay, I'm getting this benefit, so that explains why it's not changing. And then you can consciously say, all right, I understand I'm getting this benefit from this thing I have happening that I don't want. So now I understand that I'm going to have to let go of this benefit in order to get this better situation. Like, prime example for me is anytime I want to be doing something better with myself physically, like working out more, eating better, blah, blah, blah. The two different states that I've inhabited with that both have their range of benefits. And one, for me, is clearly better. Being in a healthier state physically, eating better, I feel much healthier when I'm exercising. I feel much better about myself and the way I look in this, one particular state that I inhabit. But there's the downside, I have to exercise discipline. I can't just eat whatever I want. If I'm in an emotional state of mind, I have to actually sit there and just kind of like deal with it and allow it to pass without like going and getting an ice cream or something, which legitimately does make me feel better. So like, I know that if I'm going to be in that state, that I can't also be existing in the state that does those other things. The benefit to not being in a good physical state or the best physical state, a benefit to that is I don't have to be disciplined. I can just kind of do whatever. If I'm feeling shitty, I can sort of reach for a substance that will help a little bit. And it's just a different state. It's obviously not the optimal state to be in, but there is this great benefit of not having to put forth much effort. And so, it's like if you weigh the two, yeah, one is clearly better than the other. And I know that from having been in both. I know which one is preferable. But when you're in a state that provides you a big benefit, that also comes with a negative, and you want to change that thing, you're going to have to let go of the benefit. But just recognizing the whole situation. So, okay, in this situation, I don't get to look as good as I want. I don't get to feel as good as I want. I don't get the benefits of exercise. I'm not doing my body any favors by eating garbage all the time, but, I get this laziness. I get to do the thing that's easy. Okay, I can see the situation clearly all the way across. That is very helpful, because then there's no muddling, there's no muddy waters in your mind about why this other thing isn't happening. This other thing isn't happening because you're still enjoying the benefit of the state that you're trying to leave. So this goes for everything too. That's a really cut and dried example, but even when you have a physical problem, I forget where I read this. I was reading some book last year. I think it was The Disappearance of the Universe, which is a book about A Course in Miracles. But somewhere in that book, they were talking about how every physical problem that you have comes from the mind. And so anytime you have something physical going on, you can ask yourself the same question. How am I benefiting from this? Why am I causing this to myself? And I think it can be kind of hard to come up with the answer to that. But, I had all these physical problems last year. I had a pretty severe back problem, and it kind of like radiated up my spine. And then I had all these shoulder issues and a neck problem, which is still to this day flaring up here and there. And, you know, just asking myself, what am I, how is this benefiting me? And I was looking at my life, trying to just be honest. I really try to be completely not full of shit when it comes to myself and my life and what I'm doing. I find it makes it much easier to change things, or to not be so pissed that things aren't changing as fast as I want them to be. And I asked myself, you know, why am I creating this back problem? Why am I creating this shoulder problem? And I realized that there really was a large benefit to me from that. It was an excuse to just kind of take it easy and to not push myself to do anything. I'm a real go-getter in general. And I have a business that, you know, it's really hard to step back from, because the way it's set up, I pretty much directly control how much money comes in or not, which is great. But then if I'm going to ever take time off, you know, I have to sort of accept that I'm leaving a lot of money on the table, which is hard for me. So, you know, this back thing, I was just like, well, you know, it's making it really hard for me to go to work and do stuff, or it's at least making me not feel guilty or not feel obligated or something. You know, it's a good excuse for me to just kind of hang out. I don't feel like I have to do anything. I don't feel like I have to go to the gym. I don't feel like I have to go to work. I don't feel like I have to do anything. I lost my dad at the beginning of last year, which was complicated emotionally. And I realized, you know, this situation with my body and this pain that I have in my back and everything, this actually is providing me a benefit. It's providing me this space to just kind of chill out for a little while. And, you know, years gone by, and as things do, time has healed a lot of it, and the emotional stuff. And I'm just naturally coming back to life, kind of. I'm just naturally, you know, I started this channel again a couple months ago after taking that whole year off last year. And it's just naturally healing. Like my back and my neck, everything is naturally getting better. And I'm naturally feeling more drawn to get back to a different lifestyle that produces a different outer 3D. Which, as much as people would like to classify as outside of the manifestation realm, manifestation is just, how's your world going? What's happening in your reality? That you're manifesting everything that happens all the time. So if you can just step back and unemotionally, not judgingly, look at your situation and determine the good things and the bad things about it, and what you're getting from it, what you're getting from remaining in this situation, you know, you can more clearly see what, if anything, you need to change about it. Sometimes the situation you want to change is just not in the right season to happen. As much as people like to act like that's not a thing. This is life. This is how things play out. And it's not always the right time to manhandle reality into being something different than it is. Different than you created it. You create things for a reason. And this is a valuable one for me. So I hope that helps somebody to figure out what is keeping them stuck. Because this is a big one. If you're not aware of why you created the situation you're in the first place, it could be challenging to get out of it. And I know people stay stuck in the same patterns for years and years, even after they know about this stuff. So I hope that helps somebody. Have a great day.